And first at 5, a humanitarian emergency. Sky 12 capturing these images. More than 12,000 migrants crowded under the Del Rio International Bridge. About 35,000 people live in Del Rio total.
The Del Rio mayor saying that Haitians are the majority among this recent surge, a surge that's creating chaos and confusion. Our John Paul Barajas arriving in Del Rio this afternoon. He's been tracking the very latest developments throughout the day there. John Paul, what can you tell us right now?
Well, shortly after we arrived, the mayor of Del Rio declared a state of disaster, saying they were going to close the tolls on the international bridge. Just a few hours later, they decided against that, causing confusion for the government, but also the residents who live here. And one woman we spoke to says this surge is the worst one she's ever seen. Sky 12 captured the thousands of migrants under the international bridge. As of this morning, there were over 12,000. The Del Rio mayor says 8,000 more are expected in just a few days. Andrea Davis has lived in Del Rio for more than 40 years. She says this is the worst she's ever seen it.
I've never seen anybody cross the river, ever. As long as I've lived here all my life, I've never seen that. And the other day, it was extreme. About 500, all bunched up trying to get up in there.
The asylum seekers must wait to be processed, a legal process that allows them to give themselves up at the border before their legal case is heard. The number of migrants has increased each day for the past week. More than 200,000 people crossed the southwest border in August, according to the latest numbers from the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. That number 4 times more than last August.
I feel that Biden has dropped the ball. He's invited all these people to our country, but there's no resources for them.
A surge which appears no one was prepared for. The Department of Homeland Security has sent additional officers to help process more people. Water, towels, and portable toilets have been provided, but it's not enough for the thousands here. The heat index hitting at least 105 degrees, grueling temperatures for anyone to deal with. Davis is asking for the federal government to step in. She calls it a humanitarian crisis, but she says she's also worried about her safety.
The safety of our community, houses being broken into. We have a ranch, and the ranch house has been broken into multiple times.
And we're right next to the international bridge, but this is the closest they've let us get to. We're still behind the fence. Now, behind this fence, behind all the trees, the cars driving down to under the bridge, and all the cars that are stationed out there, that's where the migrants are stuck, stranded, battling these horrible conditions. Now, the federal government has been pretty strict about letting media down there. We're currently in the process of trying to get a tour. We'll let you know how that goes. John Paul Barajas, KSAT 12 News.
Thank you, John Paul. I think it's worth mentioning that many of these Haitian migrants are fleeing an earthquake in their home country and dire situations, the assassination of a president, trying to get to a better life. So what's the balance here? Well, Governor Greg Abbott said today the U.S. Department of Defense and the Department of Homeland Security have told the state the migrants will be relocated to Arizona, California, and perhaps Laredo. We have reached out to the White House for comment, but have not heard back.